Another day, another round of bad driving habits. First responders handling several crashes up and down the Snake River Valley tonight. You're looking live at Sage Junction on I-15. This is the interstate, and road conditions are pretty bad out there. You can see the snow-covered road, so you'll want to take it careful. Good evening. Idaho State Police say in the last hour, they have responded to a half-dozen accidents. They tell us a number of them are rollovers. The good news is there are no serious injuries. So let's take a look at the conditions right now. You can see it there on your screen. This is from the Idaho Transportation Department. The blue is going to be tricky travel, the fair to moderate road conditions, and then all that purple, which is around the Idaho Falls area, is going to be the difficult travel conditions, snow, ice-covered roads. It's not just the interstates, though. For a third day now, road conditions around Idaho Falls are still pretty slick. The main roads are slushy and snowy. The side roads are still covered in quite a bit of snow as well. A lot of them have iced over. There were several cars sliding on the roads. Others just had to take it slow to maintain their control. Crews are still working to get the streets cleared. Public Works crews are out taking the snow off the north and south streets. If you have parked your car in Zone B, which is basically everything but the downtown area, you are urged to remove your car or it will be towed at your expense. This is part of the new parking restriction that happens when there is more than 2 inches of snow on the ground. It is to allow ease of access for snowplows to do their jobs. We are told there are 92 cars in Zone A today, 92 cars towed in Zone A. Tomorrow, plowers will be doing the east and west streets of Zone A starting at 8 a.m. And for a full map of what these zones are, just head to our website, localnews8.com, and search for parking restrictions. So the weather was not fully to blame for a major case of passenger frustration at the Idaho Falls Regional Airport. For 3 days, one Allegiant flight in particular has been grounded. Passengers hoping to fly to Mesa on Thursday were stopped in their tracks when the plane they were supposed to take off had a mechanical issue. The flight was rescheduled for Friday. The Friday flight canceled because of the weather. Allegiant says the conditions weren't safe. The airport director says United and Delta had no problems. The flight was rescheduled for yesterday. When passengers were preparing to leave, the portable jet bridge used by Allegiant broke. The airport director says they attempted to use the other gate and its jet bridge, but the plane was too big for the bridge to reach the door. The airline says the plane was the right size. Passengers hoping to get home are fed up, and they just want out of Idaho.
I'm ready to be home. I miss 75-degree weather. I'm here. It is beautiful, and I do love visiting my friends here, but the lack of communication from the airport and from Allegiant is unacceptable. Even TSA, they closed and went home yesterday. So we were literally held hostage upstairs because if you walked out, you could not come back in.
That was Joanne. She had a flight out of town for 5:30 tonight. Well, guess what? It's been canceled too. Well, delayed right now. The airport director says it's because the pilot and the crew is behind in getting into town. That's because a different Allegiant delay at a different airport. Coming up tonight at 10, hear what the airport director says about the situation and the investigation that is currently underway. And here's a quick check of the delays and cancellations out of Idaho Falls right now. We just told you the Allegiant flight delayed again, minus a few other delays throughout the day. There haven't been many other problems at the Idaho Falls Regional Airport. So let's talk weather, Chris Nessman. It's still cold out there, but there is some good news because temperatures are turning to normal.
Yeah, normal as in we won't be seeing that minus sign in front of our numbers, at least for the next couple of days, as we do get a storm that clears things out. But you have to wait one more day. So I jumped ahead of myself. We got one more day of extra cold temperatures, but things will get better. But I mean, look at this. 2 below in Jackson, Idaho Falls, 6 below Challis, 9 below in Stanley. So things are going to get very chilly tonight. Nice part is, with the couple of exceptions, mainly Leadore, seeing some of those mountain breezes, winds aren't too bad. So the wind chill effect is minimal, but you still feel it. And you notice Viper Radar very, very quiet, though you're going to start to see more action happening in the Pacific Northwest as that storm comes in. So that's what we're looking at in the next 48 hours. In the meantime, 5 below for an average low tonight with patchy freezing fog, so count on another difficult commute tomorrow morning. And then again, things do get better temperature-wise. Snow-wise, yeah, not so much. We'll have more on that coming up.
We're looking forward to the warm-up, Chris. Thank you. We aren't alone in our Arctic blast misery. Sub-zero temperatures are hammering a large portion of the United States. That's causing accidents and pileups in several of those states. One of the coldest parts of the country, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that's where we find Eva Pilgrim.
From the Rocky Mountains to the East Coast, millions of Americans hit with dangerous winter weather. Treacherous conditions turning into horror on the highway. Watch as this tanker truck slides off I-95 in Baltimore, flipping onto its side before bursting into flames.
Yo! What is going on?
2 people were killed, 20 others injured in a nearly 70-car chain reaction crash that followed. The brutal weather blamed for hundreds of wrecks across the country. Take a look at all the mangled vehicles in this 23-car pileup in Virginia. Overnight, temperatures taking a nosedive, a 50-degree drop in parts of Texas and New Mexico as a strong cold front brings an Arctic chill from Texas to Wisconsin.
Well, it looks like about 13 inches.
Major airports taking a huge hit on what's expected to be a record holiday travel season. Take a look at this plane that slid off the runway at Chicago's O'Hare, landing in the grass. No one injured. More than 3,000 flights canceled. Hundreds stranded trying to get home for the holidays.
I'm not spending another night here.
Here's a reminder that I shouldn't have to tell you. A 2-year-old boy is hospitalized after being left in a cold Colorado car. Witnesses say police removed the child from the car in front of a business. Police say the mother, this woman, was in an accident and then left the car overnight with the child inside. One witness says the car was covered in several inches of snow and they couldn't tell if anyone was inside. Emergency responders took the 2-year-old to the hospital. Luckily, he only had hypothermia and frostbite. Speaking of being stranded in the cold, an 18-year-old Rexburg and 20-year-old Wrigley man had to be rescued in the snow east of Ashton. Members of the search and rescue team found the 2 near Teardrop Lake. The Fremont County Sheriff says they had a hard time finding the 2 because of cell phone carrier limitations. Both men are expected to be okay. And the Fremont County Sheriff's Office wants to remind anyone traveling backcountry, whether it's skiing, snowmobiling, or even hunting, how to be safe. They say plan ahead and take necessary equipment and survival gear when venturing into the backcountry. If you have a GPS and cell phone, have them with you, but don't rely on them entirely for a safe rescue. And if you find yourself in trouble, avalanche transceivers and equipment are a must for everyone entering backcountry riding or traveling. Now at 5, taking a stand, an Idaho Falls church got together today to march in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. This comes as a new sign was put up. Local News 8's Misty Inglet was there. She joins us now live in the studio. So Misty, why do they feel this is so important?
Well, Chris, those who marched today said they feel there's room for improvement in Idaho Falls. There are cars that drive around with the Confederate flag on them, and the church's last Black Lives Matter sign was vandalized and then stolen in October. So those who walked today felt it was a good cause. Black Lives Matter and Standing on the Side of Love signs moved through Idaho Falls. The march went from the church, up along the Greenbelt, across the Broadway Bridge, and back again. It was all to show support of the importance and acceptance. They wanted to remind the community that everyone is important.
It was wonderful to be here today and have that much support from the community, people driving by and honking and, yelling for us, and just recognizing that there are people in this community that recognize that Black lives do matter, and that's a very important component of supporting human rights.
The new Black Lives Matter sign was put up today. The cost for the new banner was $150. Community and congregation members donated the money for it. Live in studio today, I'm Misty Inglet.
Misty, thanks. Coming up tonight at 10, you'll hear from some others who marched about what it meant to them. A sex trafficking bust lands 15 people in jail. The bust happened at an Ontario, Oregon hotel. Investigators posted online ads on well-known sex trafficking websites. The suspects contacted the undercover police officers and arranged payment for sexual acts. Everyone involved was transported and booked in the Malheur County Jail, that's in Oregon. For the names of those people, head to our website, localnews8.com. In Twin Falls, people staying in the Holiday Motel got a brief scare after a fire broke out. This is going to start news from around the region. The fire started just before 8 o'clock last night. That's when crews got the call. When they arrived, they found a fire in the exhaust vent for the dryer system. People staying at the hotel were evacuated for about an hour. The good news is no one was hurt. Let's head to Utah now. Water in the southern portion of the Great Lake is expected to reach historically low levels. Officials have been monitoring a fresh break in Union Pacific Railroad's 21-mile causeway. The breach was set to open in October but was postponed to December 1st due to wildlife concerns. The breach's discharge rates will be measured monthly to help determine how long it will take for the lake to reach equilibrium. The Ketchum School District is getting into politics. Blaine County School District Board members have approved hiring a lobbyist during the 2017 legislative session. According to the Secretary of State's office, no other school district has reported hiring a lobbyist. That was as of November. The district's decision comes at a time when many public school funding and teacher salaries are expected to be the top issue during the 2017 session. New developments now in the Trump transition. With just 33 days until inauguration, President Obama and Donald Trump find themselves on opposite sides of an important international controversy. This is the Russian hacking. Today, we learned there may be more evidence of the hacking. ABC's Mary Bruce digging into this one for us tonight.
The current and future leaders of the United States facing off on foreign affairs.
It's called America First.
Donald Trump spent his weekend wrapping up his thank you tour, notably absent any talk of Russian hacking in the U.S. election.
Not much happens in Russia without Vladimir Putin.
U.S. officials tell ABC News the evidence of the hack is compelling and getting stronger. Cybersecurity experts found the stolen emails were sent to an internet address used by Russians in other attacks, and the CIA has shared with other agencies highly classified information from inside the Kremlin itself that indicates Vladimir Putin was directly involved.
Unless the American people genuinely think that the CIA, the FBI, are less trustworthy than the Russians, then people should pay attention to what our intelligence agencies say.
Trump has repeatedly refused to accept Russia's involvement.
If there is this conclusive opinion among all of these intelligence agencies, then they should issue a report or they should stand in front of a camera and make the case.
President Obama said he addressed the hacking with Putin back in September.
Talk to him directly and tell him to cut it out. There were going to be some serious consequences if he didn't.
Obama says that warning stopped future attacks, but the current head of the DNC disagrees.
No, they did not stop. They came after us absolutely every day until the end of the election.
The president has promised retaliation against Russia, but refused to say what it would be. Mary Bruce, ABC News, Washington.
Senator John McCain says Russia elected-related hacks threatened to destroy democracy. He also said the American response was totally paralyzed. McCain called for a select committee to investigate the CIA's finding that Russia hacked the Democrat Party's emails in a bid to help President-elect Donald Trump defeat Hillary Clinton. So far, his calls have been rejected by Senator Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Paul Ryan, who have backed investigations but say they want to see them conducted through already existing Senate and House committees. An Idaho man vacationing in California witnesses a horrific crash. Still to come tonight, what investigators are saying about the car into a bus stop. Plus, could your Christmas delivery be delayed? Tonight, some pilots saying you may not get your Christmas order on time. Chris Nessman.
And we'll actually have your Christmas forecast. I'll tell you what the temperatures will look like for Christmas Day, as well as what will be like up into then, because I know a lot of folks will be traveling. Their full weather forecast next.
Local people, local news. You're watching Local News 8 at 5.
News from around the nation now. An Idaho man is okay tonight after a car plowed into a bus stop in California. Sha Gang was visiting San Francisco when the car ran into the bus stop after hitting two other parked cars. 10 people were injured. 5 of them were taken to the hospital. 2 have life-threatening injuries. Gang is just lucky he wasn't one of the people hit.
I was walking along the sidewalk and then I heard a huge noise just behind me, so I just jumped to a corner along the street. And when I look back, after like 1 or 2 seconds, I saw this car just rush to the sidewalk and it hit about, I think, 6 or 5 people.
Police have not said what caused the car to crash and no word if anyone is being charged. Next up, Arkansas, a 3-year-old is dead after what police are calling a road rage incident. The grandmother of the victim was driving to the store and noticed her grandson was shot after arriving there. According to police, the driver of the other car got out of his vehicle and fired 1 shot at the grandmother's car. Authorities believe that the grandmother and the 3-year-old are innocent victims and have no relationship with the suspect. No arrests have been made. Final stop around the nation, California. That's where 1 person is dead after a tree fell at a wedding party. One witness described the tree as splitting in 2 and hitting several people. Witnesses say the wedding party was taking pictures when the tree came crashing down. 5 other people were hurt.
And now, Chris Nessman with your first alert forecast.
All right, let's switch to some happier news, as in gorgeous sunset. We haven't had a lot of these lately because it's been so overcast, but hey, Mother Nature at least putting something a little on for tonight, which she should, because, I mean, look at that. Definitely not keeping the heat on. 2 below right now, so it's very, very chilly out there. And we even have a storm on the way. Winter storm watches for the high country. And then we did want to signal out flood advisory. That is for the Salmon River, and we're having ice damming because it is so cold. The good news with this storm, it's going to clear out that colder. And you can see already just starting to make its way into the Pacific Northwest. Still not quite there, but it's moving fairly quickly. In fact, as we go through Vipercast on like a bigger signal, you'll see how it just slides right on in Monday evening into Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, it starts to clear out and things dry off considerably. In fact, Wednesday looks really, really nice. So here's another look at it. Monday, starting around noon, we'll start to see a few showers in the Central Mountains. Stanley, Chalice, Salmon. I don't think the valleys are going to get a whole lot from the rain shadow effect, but you might see something. By the afternoon, it starts to spread along towards the Continental Divide, a little bit into the eastern high country. Rexburg has a chance of some evening flurries. Don't expect heavy, but hey, we stuck a 20% chance in there. We move past Monday into Tuesday. That's when we get more widespread activity, and that's when we start to see some rain in the valley locations. We're talking Pocatello on south, even Blackfoot, I think is probably going to stay mostly snow, or if it is rain, it's going to be very, very brief. And then Wednesday, our storm clears out. And we actually enjoy a bit of sunshine for Wednesday, though it's still going to be chilly sunshine. So just a quick summary. Northern mountains will start on Monday, widespread on Tuesday. Daytime rain for the Pocatello area farther down in the valley. And totals aren't going to be huge, but we'll still get a couple, 1 to 4 inches in the valley locations, 4 to 8 inches in the mountains above 6,500 feet, with a couple mountain areas like the Tetons getting close to maybe a foot in some places. You just got to get through tonight, though, because another very chilly night. In fact, I already dropped these. 8 below in Idaho Falls, 18 below in Arco. Chilly temperatures continue. Salmon might have a little bit of fog, which keeps it from getting too cold. Still, if the fog doesn't appear, you can drop that by 10 degrees because it'll be much cooler. It's determining if that fog is going to form, and right now it's a little tricky. 10 below tonight in Driggs. And you see the extended forecast in Rexburg on the side of your screen. Tuesday storm, break Wednesday, and then we do have another storm come in Thursday. And Soda Springs, often on snow showers. Wednesday, that is for Wednesday morning. I think Wednesday afternoon, you are going to see a little bit of sunshine in the southeast high country. Idaho Falls, as far as timing for tomorrow, doesn't warm up a whole lot, and the clouds will slowly increase through the day. Though, again, I do think you'll see a bit of fog in the morning hours. Looking at the IF extended forecast, chances of snow tomorrow, better chances come Tuesday, break Wednesday, and then your Thursday, Friday, another weak storm slides through. But you look at Christmas, doesn't look too bad. In fact, I can say we'll definitely have a white Christmas because the snow we have is going to stick around. I don't think it's going to be a fresh snow, though. In fact, you might see some decent sunshine on Christmas Day, which in Pocatello is forecast for a high of 25. Jackson extended forecast, teens and 20s, and so for the most part, looks like we're going to kick out that extra cold air. Still December cold, but hey, we'll take single digits for overnight lows instead of negative double digits. Chris?
Thanks, Chris. Why your Christmas gift could be delayed next. It's go time. There are just 7 days left until Christmas, and if you haven't got your presents yet, you're running out of time. Style Website's Connie Wang has a few tips on what you can get, but only if you get organized. First off, she disagrees that gift cards are the way to go, even though they're fast and easy. She's got the scoop on great buys for everyone. We'll have that story coming up tonight at 10. Now to some less cheery holiday news. Amazon may be experiencing some turbulence. A pilots union now says poor working conditions may cause your Christmas packages to arrive late. However, the retail giant disputing that claim. Adrian Bankart is here with both sides of the story.
Millions of Amazon customers who rely on the company's 2-day Prime delivery getting a startling warning of what some claim is a possible holiday doomsday scenario.
We want all the young kids out there that are expecting presents during the holiday season to make sure that they get their presents on time.
Pilots for the online shopping giant's Prime Air service using the company's trademark review format to give a 1-star rating to their pilots' union contract, writing, "At this rate, there may not be enough pilots to deliver for Amazon around the holidays."
The airlines are so undermanned due to us not having an industry standard contract.
In a written statement to ABC News, Amazon reassuring shoppers, saying it can promise no disruptions through the busy holiday season after rebalancing across a network of other air delivery services. The pilots union taking a severe new swing in its ongoing feud with Amazon and their airlines. In November, disgruntled workers employed by ABX Air walking off the job. A judge quickly ordering them back to work, writing in his ruling, "Imagine Christmas without Amazon."
The court determined in this particular case that what the pilots were disputing was a quote-unquote minor dispute.
A live look over Rexburg tonight. A warm-up in your forecast next. So there's a warm-up coming.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, of course, anything's a warm-up compared to what we're seeing right now. You take a look at our current temperatures. A couple places below zero at this hour, and hardly anyone in our region seeing double digits. In fact, you have to head to Burley or Malad, and even then 16, 18, nothing really to celebrate about. You take a look at the extended forecast. Our storm that comes in mainly on Tuesday will bump up temperatures more to where they should be, as that is the 20s instead of single digits. And Christmas Day forecast, we're talking teens and 20s with what could be some decent sunshine, though we do have a storm coming in on Monday to switch things up for you.
All right. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you back here tonight at 10. Have a great evening, everyone.